father spent the equivalent of a year's salary on my plane ticket to the US so I could attend Stanford. It was my first time ever on a plane.
Sundar Pichai is one of the most successful CEOs in America. His full name is Pichai Sundararajan. He started out as an engineer and went on to become CEO at Google, where he developed software for many different products including Search and Gmail, which account for almost 90% market share. Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Google, had a humble beginning. He was born in Chennai, India in 1972 to Lakshmi and Krishnamurthy Pichai. Pichai grew up in a family that did not have much money. His father was an engineer for a British company. Pichai and his brother slept in the living room of their small house. But even though they did not have a lot of space, Pichai's father made sure that his sons got a good education. Pichai showed an early interest in technology, and he was very good at remembering phone numbers. Pichai's father introduced him to technology by sharing stories of his workday experiences. The first time Pichai was introduced to technology was when he was 12 and his family bought their first telephone. He discovered that he had a skill for easily recalling digits and remembered every number he dialed. He did not know at the time how useful this skill would be in the future. Pichai had a great academic career at Padma Sheshadri Balabhavan, and he was accepted to the Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur. While he was there, he also excelled at cricket. He showed great leadership skills and was elected captain of his high school cricket team. After graduating with a degree in metallurgy and receiving a silver medal from the Indian Institute of Technology Kharagpur, Pichai was offered a scholarship to study M.S. in Engineering Materials Science at Stanford University. Pichai met his wife Anjali at IIT Kharagpur. She was his classmate. They had such a close relationship that even years apart and distance couldn't part the future companions. Pichai's father couldn't afford to send him abroad for higher education, so his father spent all of the family savings to help Pichai travel and pay for his expenses. On June 8, 2020, in an address to students during a virtual graduation ceremony, Pichai revealed that it took a year's salary of his father to buy a plane ticket to the United States when Pichai left India for Stanford. Pichai said, "It's hard for me to put into words how much that moment meant to me and my family." He went on to say that his father's investment had paid off, and that he was eternally grateful for his father's support. As soon as he completed his master's degree, he wanted to pursue a PhD from Stanford in a similar field. But later on, he changed his mind and started working in the applied materials industry as a product manager and engineer. After spending some time in the industry, Sundar realized that in order to reach his career goals, he needed to get an MBA degree from a prestigious school. So he went to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania and got an MBA. This was a life-changing moment for him because he not only secured a leading degree from a great school, but also won titles like Siebel Scholar and Palmer Scholar. Pichai worked at the management consulting firm McKinsey & Company for a short time before joining Google in 2004. At Google, he started out by working on the Google Toolbar, which made it easier for people to use the Google search engine with the Microsoft Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox web browsers. However, Pichai didn't give up and convinced the co-founders of Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, to launch their own browser, Chrome. Over the next few years, Pichai was directly involved in developing Chrome into what it is today. Chrome was released to the public in 2008. Chrome was a success because it allowed users to directly access the Google search engine. That same year Pichai was named Vice President of Product Development, and he began to take a more active public role. By 2012 he was a Senior Vice President. In 2013, Pichai became the leader of the Android OS, which powers nearly half of the smartphones in the US and more than 80% of smartphones all across the globe. Pichai was reportedly pursued by Twitter for employment in 2011, and he was also touted as a possible CEO for Microsoft in 2014. However, he decided to stay with Google. He was granted large financial packages to remain with Google. Pichai also helped negotiate Google's $3.2 billion deal to acquire Nest Labs in 2014. Therefore, When Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin announced the creation of Alphabet Incorporated in August 2015, it came as no surprise to industry insiders that Pichai was named CEO of Google, which was reorganized as a subsidiary. On December 3, 2019, Sundar Pichai replaced Larry Page as the CEO of Google's parent company, Alphabet Incorporated. Larry Page decided to step down from his role and Pichai was appointed as the CEO of both Google and Alphabet. On December 22, 2019, it was announced that Sundar Pichai would receive a performance-based stock award worth $240 million over the next 3 years. This is the highest performance award offered to any executive of Google ever, and the second highest ever in the world of tech, behind Apple's Tim Cook. Many people are curious about how much Google CEO Sundar Pichai earns. So, we'll tell you. When it comes to 2020, the annual proxy filing by Google to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission states that the base salary of Sundar Pichai is $20 million, around 14.6 crores INR, as he became the CEO of Alphabet and got promoted. Previously, Pichai's base salary was somewhere at $6.50 million in 2019. In a recent interview, Pichai shared some of the life lessons that have helped him to succeed. First, Pichai stressed the importance of setting big goals. It's important to have lofty ambitions, he said. If you don't aim high, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. Second, Pichai encouraged people to embrace failure and learn from their mistakes. I've failed many times in my career, he said. Each time I've failed, I've learned something new that has helped me to eventually achieve success. Finally, Pichai advised people to surround themselves with positive people who will support their dreams and aspirations. It's important to surround yourself with people who believe in you and your ability to achieve great things, he said. Their belief in you will help you to stay motivated and focused on your goals. By following these simple life lessons, anyone can achieve their dreams.